Good start, obviously. Very pleased with the team's effort. I felt good. I felt like we really had a good attitude the last, all through camp we've been working hard, but I thought the last week or so, guys were really focused and they were really energetic. So just pleased with the start. And, you know, there's a lot to get corrected, but overall a lot of good things.
How important is it to the rebuilding process to have feel-good moments like this?
It's important. It's important. I said that, you know, earlier in the week, that it was important for our team and for our fan base and our administration and a lot of people that have worked awfully hard to push this program to where we want it to go. And it was important to have a good start. For our team, I thought, you know, obviously most importantly to our group and our team, because they've worked hard, they've bought in, they believed in everything that we're feeding them. And they, like I said, I really felt good about the energy and enthusiasm and their focus. And so it was important to go out and play well. And you know, it was an opponent that we should go out and play well. And it was good to see that we did that.
Mark, did you get things you expected to see out of A.J. Stoops?
Yeah, I did. And he even turned it up another notch. You guys have all heard me talk about that and talk about him, and I think you saw it out there today. What I really liked about him was obviously the interception was a fantastic play, but the way he triggered in the run game and his reads were very correct and very quick, and so when he pulled the trigger, it was on. So really impressed with him. You know, I talked about that, and I talked about how he was going to help us, and it was very evident today.
Coach Braylon.
Yeah, what did you see from the 2 runs from Braylon, and what's his
I was disappointed it was only 2 runs. You know, so he made a great move on that second one. I don't know if you saw the replays or not, but he eluded that last swipe, and he twisted his ankle. So I hope it's nothing major, but very disappointed for him and for us that happened. But I think what you saw with his 2 runs was just what we've been talking about. Not only the ability, but those were, in a way, routine plays. You know, because it was blocked and he had the patience to stay with it and do things that we're supposed to do. Maybe not take it all the way, but there was plays and yards there that he doesn't get antsy and jump out of there. And he stays with his progression, stays with his read, and executes the way we're supposed to.
Mark, what did you think of Patrick's performance?
I was very pleased with Patrick, very happy for him. I thought the big thing was, to me, he was very poised and he made very good decisions. You know, we know he has the talent to get the ball down the field. I think it was important for him to be efficient in the intermediate area, and I thought he did that. He missed a couple, but overall just very pleased with his poise. Made 1 or 2 bad decisions, and it was nice that he bounced right back and made good decisions. And so it's going to happen. You know, he needed to play and play well, so it was good.
Coach, defensively, do you feel like maybe you got pushed around a little bit up front?
I don't know if pushed around is the right word, but it was aggravating at times, and then it was great to see once you're getting aggravated and you're getting milked a little bit down the field, the guy step up and get a turnover. So that part of it was fantastic. Late in the game was very aggravating, but you know that's where we're at. We're not deep. I mean, you know, I think in the first half they had 100 yards, and there was a few aggravating, you know, drives that were scratching us a little bit, and we buckled down and got out of there. And then in the second half we get down into the 2s and 3s. We're just not there yet. That's how it was all last year. It was very aggravating.
Mark, for a guy that you're trying to work on his conditioning with Balaam, you played 11 straight snaps on that series. And
did he? Good. I didn't realize that. Thanks. That's good. He needs it. but I know you know it's hard for me to just watch one person in there, but I know he did some good things and you know, and some bad things. But you know, he's a work in progress, like I said. But it was a good start for him.
Drew a double team just about every time.
Yeah.
He tried to plow back for me. Is that one thing that maybe doesn't show up? That just
yeah, I think when he's directly over the center, he's very disruptive. He needs to learn how to play when he's shaded a little bit in our 4-down stuff.
What do you feel about the first-time guys on the offensive line?
I was pleased. I was pleased with the first-time guys. I think there was one play that jumped out at me that I think Ramsey you know, got beat quickly. But other than that, I didn't notice them. You know, and we were executing the offense, and We were down one tackle, and still played very well on the O-line, and so I was very pleased with them. I was very pleased with the young guys in general. You could see the ability of some of the guys that we've been talking about. All the freshman running backs, the freshman wide receivers looked very poised out there, made some good plays, and so overall pleased. Kendall Randolph did a nice job. He played quite a few snaps and played well.
Can you talk a little bit more about the receivers, Mark, the young ones, and what you particularly liked about them?
Well, to me, what was great to see, and this, it was just like, they just went out there and played, and that's what they've been doing since they've been here. Obviously, we know the venues are going to get bigger and bigger, in bigger games and tougher opponents and things like that. But I still, they need to mature and get better, and we know that. But I could just tell in their mentality that they're ready to play, and so that was good. Like I said, the environment wasn't too big. They weren't rattled at all. They just went out there and played ball. And sometimes it looks routine, but like I told you many times since I've been here, we didn't always make the routine plays look routine.
Will today's effort and energy hold up against some other opponents later on in the season?
Oh yeah. We know what we're up against, and but our guys have a good mentality. They're very positive, and they've been that way for some time. We're worried about ourselves and our program and what we're doing to get better.
Mark, is there one thing today that really stood out and made you happy?
I just think really just clean. I think the word, it was relatively clean, until late in the game it gets a little frustrating, sloppy. But the first half, I was pleased. We came out, we wanted to start fast, we did. The guys were very energetic, but yet we went out and played with good poise. And that's where, that was good to see. I would definitely want to say, whoa, then giddy up. So they had a good attitude about them.
How much of a step up in competition is Ohio than these guys?
Significant. Very good football team, well coached.
By halftime, 20 new guys had made their debut here. Did it feel, when you're looking out there, did it feel like you were coaching a completely different team today?
Yeah, definitely. And it is, and it's certainly different. And again, I think whether it was young guys or older guys getting better, it was nice to see guys making ball plays and just, doing some things that's just, going up over somebody, making a catch, running backs making people miss, O-line getting some big holes in there. And so that I was pleased with.
Mark, Thaddeus Snodgrass didn't dress today. Is the plan to redshirt him now? Or?
Possibly. He tweaked a hamstring about a week ago or a few days ago, sometime this week. But we may redshirt him.
Mark, could Clemens have played, or why did he not play?
Well, there's a lot of guys that, that were getting some reps and getting those other guys in the mix, and he'll get in there. He'll continue to work in the rotation.
Good play, he was healthy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jason Hatcher wasn't in a ton in this game. Was he injured, or was he just not?
I'm not sure how many snaps he had, but no, he started in one of our packages, and as many reps as we were in there, he was the starter. And so I'm not sure the exact number at all.
Linebacker was such a big question going into this. How did you guys across the board look to you?
We made some mistakes, but they'll get better. They have what it takes athletically. There were some mistakes that we'll definitely need to correct, but they'll play well. We'll get them corrected, and that's why we get out there in that first game and play and able to overcome them, and eventually we won't be able to, so we got to just keep on honing in on that.
Bud Dupree seems kind of quiet today. Is
Yeah.
that a good thing for you guys?
It is, but you would suspect that. This group, they were smart. They were getting rid of the ball quick. Anytime they were backed up, they were getting a screen or getting a draw. They weren't. They were well coached. They knew they would have a hard time blocking those guys, and they weren't going to let them, get there. So that's part of it for him, and that's a compliment.
You were pretty careful to manage expectations last year. How much optimism are you allowing your fans?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think I've been saying all along that we're better. I think it was pretty evident today we were better. Watching our team practice the other day and our offense going up down the field on air, it's evident that we're better. You know, and I've said it over and over again. There were times when we couldn't do the basics, and we are significantly better, and we're significantly getting better playmakers. So I have a lot of optimism. I don't know. We always take it one day at a time, and 1 week at a time. And again, I know that's boring, but we're 1-0. I'm excited about that, and looking forward to get back to work and prepared to get one next week.
Got time for a couple more.
There's an old football adage about things getting better.
Week 1.
Yeah, week
Week
one,
one,
week
week
two.
two. Mhm.
Any other time this season, do you expect that to happen?
I do, because that first game, there's so much unknown. You know, and I've said this. You know, I'm a second-year head coach, but I've been an assistant for a long time, and it's always like that, as assistant or a head coach. And you never really truly know what you have. You know, it's good to get that first game and get out there and play and see how they're going to handle things and see, what it's like in a game day environment. So I do think we're going to improve.
What about just Patrick's demeanor, leadership on the sideline, and those kind of things? What did you think of that today?
Very good. You know, just like, I was just very pleased with that. And with his heritage, you would expect that. He just was very poised. He's been like that for some time. I think he's told you that, and you'll talk to him, I think, here in a bit. But he went back, did the work. He's prepared really well. He feels very confident, and he's just letting it go. And he was going through his progressions and just running the offense, and that was just good to see. I thought he really had a lot of poise and played very well.
Coach, you have one more question right here.
Yep.
Were you happy when you got those 2 picks?
Hey. I was happy, Will. Yeah.
All right. Thanks so much, Coach.
All right. Thank y'all.